Okay, let's go. Which way? Left? Roy, Noah, Marcia, you alright? I'm fine, but I don't have any idea how many of those season ticket followers I had to fight to get here. You and Marcia really are something. Did I do something? Huh? Oh no, I was just thinking about how incredible you two are. But Harry's different. Alright, Noah, Marcia, let's move on. There they are. Don't let them get any farther. Don't let them get into that room. We have to stop them. Sounds like someone's in that room. I'll take care of this. You two keep moving. What? But don't underestimate me. These three are nothing. I can handle them. Let's do it. I'll take you all on. Wow, 3-on-1. Oboro. Sergey. Ha. We had an intruder report, but I never suspected it would be you. Marcia, what are you doing here? Ryu. So you know about Ryu. What are you planning on doing with it? Ryu. It has nothing to do with you. Since you came all the way here, I'll tell you. RZ researchers are remodeling Ryu. Making a model people can dive into. Once we can control Ryu's destructive powers, we'll be invincible. The government, the police squad, everyone in the world will be under our command. The world is mine! But Ryu is a horrific entity. It destroyed our world and nearly wiped out the human race. You know a lot. That's why we're remodeling it, so I can control its horrific power. I was wondering why you showed up here in this outside world. I didn't know you knew about Ryu. You're a Class S, aren't you? Yes. Sergey, why are you doing this? There must be something that's on your mind. At least tell me your reason why, Sergey. I hate to interrupt, but sorry, Sergey. Even though she's your sister, she's seen our hideout. We can't let her leave. I understand. You can't. Sergey. Poor girl. Looks like Sergey understands that a well-ordered world is more important than his own little sister. I can't believe that you do this. That's awful. You don't know how much Marcia worried about you. She placed her trust in you when no one else would. She's always thinking of you. Thank you, Noah. It's over. Memories of my brother can never be replaced, but those memories have nothing to do with this battle now. No, that's why we can't hold back against him. Marcia, he's your only brother. If I had to choose, I'd rather fight my brother than betray my friends. Okay, I still believe in you. Let's go, Noah. We won't lose. Well said. Don't overdo it, though. Forgive me, Sergey. Let's go. What's going to happen? What? Oboro! Sergey? Sergey, you... Okay! This is a twist. I was expecting the portrayal to happen within the combat zone. Not outside of it. Fire the frogs! Frogs? I got hit by my own frogs. I didn't even take damage from my enemy. Up. Okay. I'm getting rid of this meteor thing. Oh god, that looks so stupid with the gun in the way. What is the meaning of this, Sergey? It's simple, Obero. I've deceived you. All this time I've been following the orders of another. You betrayed me for Eliza, haven't you? I know. You want Ryu for yourself. You're wrong, Obero. I don't work for Eliza, nor do I want to keep Ryu for myself. Ryu does not belong to anyone, nor should it be tampered with. Ryu is a dangerous entity. We must stop it before it evolves. My main objective was to bring someone here who could stop Ryu. What kind of nonsense is that? I don't care what your goals are, Sergey. You deceived me and you're trying to interfere with my work? You scoundrel! How dare you deceive me? I won't forgive you for this. I won't. Ryu belongs to me. I won't let anyone take it. Give it up, Obero. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Not in the state you're in. Give up? Give up? A worthless scoundrel like you telling me to give up? Me? The great Obero? I'll crush you. You think you can get away with this? I'll crush you all. Just you wait. I'll dive into Ryu and crush you all. Fool! The redesign isn't complete. Do you know what the consequences are? We have to stop Ryu, Noah. Help me, please. Marcia, don't. We have to retreat. Okay, let's customize this. Meteor Storm is not that good. I already tested the sword on a simulation of this thing. It did not go well. For now, Flame. I keep on going back to this thing. Oh god, it finished first. Oh god, I forgot to switch out the frogs. Gets back up so fucking quick. We did it. That can't be Ryu. It refused to listen to me. How could it reject me, the mighty Obero? How did I lose? Ryu can't be controlled. Not by Obero, not by anyone. Obero dived. Ryu's strength was strained as it tried to reject Obero from its system. It was still too strong for Obero. The idea of controlling Ryu is just impossible. Ryu! Ryu! Are you two okay? Sergey. Roy, long time no see. Sergey. How have you been, Captain Mira? What's Obero doing on the floor, and why is Sergey with you? What's going on here? Sergey fought alongside us. He defeated Obero. What happened? So, Marcia, where is Ryu now? It escaped. Escaped? Obero tried to dive into Ryu, but it didn't seem like Ryu liked it, so it rejected him and flew away. Dive into Ryu? What? Sergey, what's going on? I'll explain in detail, Captain Mira. Now let's go to a different room. Please follow me. Okay, another trippy ass hallway. Where are we? This room belonged to our leader, who passed away not too long ago. Z's leader? Yes. Someone here needs to hear my leader's final words. This is why I brought you to this place. Someone who is it? Please listen. These are my leader's final words. Noah, you'll never know how proud I am that you come this far. Hey, Noah, how come he knows your name? That voice, it's my dad. What? It can't be. The syndicate leader is really Noah's father? Let me continue playing the message. Noah, if you're listening to this message, that means Ryu has returned, and our time is short. I wish that I could have been here to see you, to fight with you in this final glorious moment. However, if you are hearing this, it also means my time has come and I'm gone from this world. I've given my loyal friend Sergei details on your mission. Trust him as you would have trusted me. You do not have much time left. Give Sergei the watch I gave you to take care for so long ago. With the power contained in that watch, you can defeat Ryu. I failed you as a father in life, and my final wish in death is nothing but a fool's errand. I'm sorry, son. That was his final message. The watch, my dad told me to keep it on me at all times, never to take it off. He said it over and over, and I promised him so many times, and then he left me. Noah, Sergei, what's going on? Like you and Roy, I learned about the outside world when I became a Class S commander. Though you disappeared right after you found out about it. Sergei, why did you leave without telling us? Because I met my boss. Boss? You mean Z's boss? When I found out about the outside world, I became curious. I wanted to explore it. There, I met my boss. I was surprised to discover somebody living in the outside world. And he asked me, why are you here? I told him that I wanted to know the truth about the outside world. Then he asked, is there something you need to protect? And I said yes. Marcia, my sister, you were the one I wanted to protect. Sergei, we spoke for some time, discussing life in our dome, and outside. Finally, he asked me, do you want to protect this world from annihilation? Annihilation? Yes. I have to admit, I really didn't understand his question. I could see in his eyes that he was very serious indeed. I stopped to think, and I said yes. Then he said, as long as you remain in your world, you will never see the truth. The truth lies in darkness. If you discover an inconsistency in your perfectly ordered world where all things are controlled, anything that cannot be explained, come see me again. I may be able to help you. Tell no one that we met. Tell no one what we have discussed. With that, we parted ways. I thought about what he said, but I couldn't find any inconsistencies. That's because there are none. Roy, be quiet and listen. Continue, Sergei. Then suddenly I found it. It was right in front of me from the start. When I returned home, I saw my sister waiting for me, and it struck me. The inconsistency, that single unexplainable thing, it was Marcia's, her special power. Her strange power was a gift, and my late parents, they were suffering. Sergei, to all appearances, Marcia is an ordinary girl. Yet the kids teased her, the scientists poked and prodded, and still they learned nothing. Marcia didn't want to go, but the researchers forced her, kicking and screaming. That's why Marcia hated the Robo researchers. I found out what they did to Marcia at the research center. It wasn't science, it was torture. They say that all people are created equal, but my sister's power stole equality from her. If this isn't an inconsistency, then what is? How did I go so long without questioning this? I couldn't wait. Once I seen the inconsistency clearly, I had to leave to meet that man again. I told him about Marcia, and he said, in order to understand, you must know everything. And he told me the real truth, something even most Class S commanders do not know. The real truth. What do you mean? You're all aware that centuries ago Ryu nearly wiped out the human race. Yeah? We were told that Ryu annihilated all of the dome cities people lived in except for ours. We were never told the truth about the outside world. You believe we lived in domes up here. Well, yeah, I mean, where else would we live? We lived free in the outside world. We lived in the vast cities in the open air. Ryu destroyed all of that. What? Really? Originally, humans didn't live in dome cities. We lived outside. The outside world was our own. Ryu destroyed all of our cities centuries ago. The few who survived, they found an area that had minimal damage, and with the help of Robo technology, they built a dome to create a livable environment for a new community. I see. Yeah, I heard about that part. I thought people had always lived inside those domes. You are correct, but there's still more that you do not know. The dome builders left Ryu inoperative in the outside world before they sealed themselves in. Sergey, it sounds like you're saying we deliberately chose to live in a cage like animals. That's right. The dome protects us, but it also keeps us trapped, caged. Wait a sec, you said Ryu was inoperative. So how did we stop Ryu last time? Ryu possessed no form of its own. It was more like a spirit than a living creature. What? No form? That doesn't make any sense. We saw it. It looked like a custom Robo. I'll explain that later. Let me continue though. Originally, Ryu was invisible, formless, still physical, still capable of inflicting damage. You couldn't see it, but it was a real creature and it evolved rapidly. Evolved? Not in the traditional sense, but yes, that's correct. Ryu has two fundamental behaviors. The first is to acquire new targets, in this case us. Once it identifies its prey, Ryu destroys it swiftly and utterly. It appropriates any useful abilities its victims possessed, anything it has not encountered before. Then, like a chrysalis, it goes dormant, awakens with new skills and continues its hunt. Metamorphosis. I guess it really is evolving. So what you're saying is that it targets a creature with the abilities it doesn't have and steals them. Then it turns into a pupa, rests for a bit, and changes into an even scarier monster? Yeah, that's about the size of it. That's just a secondary behavior, though. Its primary function is to annihilate every living thing. So it's invisible, it can learn to do everything we can do, and all it wants is to kill, or everything. Right. So what can we do? I mean, other than just roll over and die. How did they stop it hundreds of years ago when it was running amok? Custom Robos. It was because of Custom Robos that they were able to defeat Ryu. Custom Robos? Yes. Then Custom Robos were nothing but children's toys, like robotic action figures. It may sound strange, but even now there's so much we do not know about Custom Robos. Ryu's destructive rampage was at its peak, and we're about all but extinct. And suddenly, Ryu targeted a young child's Robo toy. Then something inexplicable happened. Ryu merged with the Robo. Melded itself with the Robo. That's weird. Why did it do that? I'm not sure. Some people think there's a connection between Ryu and the custom Robo. It almost sounds like Ryu did a dive into the custom Robo and, I don't know, got stuck or something. And that's why Ryu looks like the way it does now. That's why we can't even see it in the first place. That's correct. Now that our enemy was visible, we had a chance to fight back, and we seized it. The government remodeled the custom Robo as weapons to battle Ryu, new Robo form. Finally, after many grueling battles, we defeated Ryu. Actually, let me correct myself, we didn't defeat it, but we were able to trigger its dormant cycle. Dormant Ryu had no new information to assimilate, so it didn't evolve and didn't awaken. We couldn't destroy Ryu, though. Instead, we bought ourselves some time. So that's the rest of the story we didn't know. But wait, don't you think that's a little funny? Ryu was capable of destroying the entire world and we stopped it with a child's toy? I know what you're thinking. Ryu couldn't be stopped simply with the custom Robos. There was something else, a device designed to stop Ryu by targeting his Robo systems. A device? Sergey, why should we trust you? You're a member of the Z Syndicate now and a traitor. If you're telling the truth, why does it matter? What's your point? You're right, it doesn't matter. Let me ask you, Roy, when did you first find out about Ryu's attack? Why you suddenly? I first learned the truth when I became a Class S commander. How about you, Captain Mira? It was the same, I didn't know a thing until I was promoted. Don't you think that's odd? What? This is the single most significant and traumatic event in human history, and no one knows. It's classified knowledge. The government dictates who should and should not know. But how could they stop the survivors from passing on these stories to their children? The people respect the word of the government. They knew it was confidential. You actually believe that the government has the power to silence such a terrible thing? Can you think of any other reason why no one ever talked about this horrific event? Does it seem difficult to imagine? So many years have passed and nobody knew the full scope of it. Even becoming a Class S commander didn't explain everything. The reason this is such a well-kept secret is not because the survivors chose to keep it a secret. It's because their memories were wiped clean. It is a secret because no one was allowed to remember. What? Oh, for crying out loud. Look, this is all starting to get real confusing here. What you're saying is that everyone forgot about Ryu entirely? That's correct. That's impossible. What could possibly make everyone just forget about this all at once? Oh, nothing could make that happen naturally. Are you saying someone devised a way to erase every living human's memory entirely? Yes. The engineers of this foolish plan wanted to erase everyone's memories and implant false ones. Our government carried out this plan hundreds of years ago, once the dome was completed. What? The government found a way to make everyone forget about Ryu. Yes. The world exists entirely within this dome. Outside the dome, there is nothing. We are all raised thinking that this dome is our true home, where we live and die. That is the great lie. The memory implant told us all that this dome contained mankind's entire world. But why? Ryu will awaken. It is inevitable. Could you live a normal life knowing Ryu will return? But never knowing when I see it was to give us a sense of security, if it was just a lie. But how is that possible? What could possibly erase everyone's memory like that? I don't know, but they did it. They made a device that could erase everyone's memory. I can't believe it. I'm sure we would have heard of something like that. Yatsumura, I've already told you. There are some things not even Class S commanders have been told. How do we know you didn't make the whole story up? I suppose you have no evidence except that one of these devices still exists to this very day. Really? Where is it? I got it. Here you do? It's at the lab, the custom Robo research lab. That's why the season kit was there. No, it's not at the lab. I thought so. Harry's not that smart. There's no way he could have figured it out before me. So where is it? Noah, yes? Your father's watch. That's the device. It can erase people's memories. You've had it all along. What? Noah's watch? That's why Z's leader said something about defeating Ryu with Noah's watch. I see. The device that was used to defeat Ryu was the one that could erase people's memories. Yes, hundreds of years ago, that very device helped us defeat Ryu. Sergei, why does no one have it? How did something like that wind up with him? What was Noah's father's like? He was a distinguished scientist, one of the highest ranking officials in the government. That is why he was told the truth. We all live with false memories implanted by the government. When he learned that people had been deprived of the truth for so long, he began to have doubts. He questioned the ethics of the plan, and he knew that Ryu would rise once again. Garcia, a leader told me where your power came from. It is a result of the erasure, a side effect. Right now, every aspect of the brain's development is controlled. The side effect was unexpected. Nobody realized that the dramatic change in environment in the memory blocks and implants would generate this effect. No one could explain what exactly created Marcia's power. Marcia, your power is born from the targeted tragedy humans suffered hundreds of years ago. Let's get back to the subject. You said that Noah's father had doubts about the false memories. Was he the only one in the government who felt this way? It must have been something. He was. He stole the only remaining model of the memory eraser device. He escaped to the outside world with several of his colleagues. So the government must have been quick to send someone after him. Yes, the government soldiers had one goal, to retrieve the memory eraser device. They searched all over the outside world for him, but he was always one step ahead. Instead of taking the device with him into exile, he hid it inside of the Dome City itself. He reconfigured it into that watch so that no one would be able to identify it. Then he gave the watch to Noah. Yes, to the one person he could trust. Someone who didn't know the power of the object he held. And that's when your leader formed the Sea Syndicate. And all this time, the Sea Syndicate's goal was actually been to inform the people of the truth. It was at first. He wanted people to know the truth to prepare themselves in case Ryu did attack again. As time passed, he began to worry, to doubt himself. He began to worry that informing everyone of the truth would only trigger mass panic. He realized that it might be best to find a way to stop Ryu without having the people know about it. That was the moment when my leader formed a syndicate made up of the strongest fighters. Strong fighters, and that's when he recruited you. I wanted to save this ruined world. In order to do that, I knew I would have to help him. He told me he needed someone to support him, no matter how insane his orders might seem. But you could have told Marcia before you left. You told her at least that much, didn't you? To be honest, I had planned on leaving Marcia before I met your father. My sister would do anything I told her if I stayed. She would never have left my shadow. It was unacceptable, unthinkable. I wanted her to think for herself, to grow into a commander she is. I thought that if I weren't around, she would have the opportunity she needed to think for herself. That's why I left the way I did. I always watched over her. I would have come to her aid in a second if she were ever in danger. I left even though I knew I ran the risk of alienating her, of making her hate me for leaving her. Sergei, I've learned something. My parents taught me something more valuable than I realized. Spoiling someone isn't love. Sometimes you need to be strict in order to be compassionate. That's when I figured it out. That's when I knew that my older brother still cared about me, that he still loved me, and I wondered if that wasn't why he had left in the first place. He helped me to understand, and that's why I still love you. Thank you, Sergei. You've grown so strong, Marcia. The more I hear about this, the more complicated the situation gets. I agree. Still, after hearing all of that, it sounds like Z formed in order to help out mankind. But what about Obro? That guy wanted Ryu for himself. When our leader grew ill, Obro and Eliza made a grab for power. That's when it began to crumble. The more they knew about Ryu's amazing powers, the more they wanted to possess it. They'd forgotten our leader's goals, and they planned such foolishness as diving into Ryu. I guess there's always one selfish sicko in every group. I acted as Oboro's subordinate while looking for the chance to strike back. But wait, why was Eliza at the lab? Did it have something to do with Ryu? Oboro and Eliza both knew that the memory eraser device was the key to destroy Ryu. But they didn't know our leader has already stolen it. He was never sure he could trust them. He wanted that device so they could tame Ryu for their own ends instead of destroying it. Eliza must have thought that the Robo research lab would have such a device. That's why she attacked the lab. See? Just as I thought. Eliza thought the device was at the research lab. I am smart. I think just like the syndicate leader. Which simply shows how flawed her thinking truly is. You've spoken long enough, Noah. May I borrow your watch? I have a chip your father gave me. I'm going to insert it into your watch now. Once I've inserted the chip, the watch's memory erasure functions will be restored. I understand. I'll give you my watch. Thank you. Please wait while I insert the chip. I've inserted the chip into your watch. The memory erasure function is now functional. Noah, I believe this is still yours. Your father put it in your hands for a reason. Point towards your target and activate it. I understand. We're almost near the end. Let's go destroy Ryu. Do you know where to find it? I have attached a tracking device to Ryu. If it's transmitting, we'll know where Ryu is. Let's hurry. For every passing second, Ryu continues to evolve. Still evolving? Like I said before, Ryu evolves. Ryu is especially drawn to negative feelings, hatred, envy, greed. It absorbs that mental energy, uses it to fuel its metamorphosis. So that's why it looked different every time we've seen it. It's not just its appearance that's changing, it's growing stronger with each evolution. The device will erase Ryu's genetic memory so it stops evolving. I fear that Ryu is resting now, preparing for his next evolution. We can defeat it if we erase its memory and eliminate its advantage. Let's go. Well, that was a big exposition and lore dump. Okay. I'm going to see how many parts I did and whether or not I'll continue from here.